Hi everyone. Kari is purring up a storm right now and getting ready to relax here while I read a column I wrote in June 1980. What's next for weather control? I confess I prayed for a mostly mild winter. I did not mean to kill all those innocent alfalfa plants. I kept saying I wanted a mild winter, not a wild winter. Then I wanted a dry spring. A little wish like that couldn't hurt, but a little wish brought a desert to our farm. Tractors rolled over ground usually not dry until August. Planting was difficult. We never knew when the entire field would get up and blow over to the neighbors. I wanted dry, not drought. While coughing up some of the soil and wiping my dust-reddened eyes, I decided it was time for some rain. I wanted enough rain to settle the dust, a slow, soaking rain which penetrated the soil and gave those lazy seeds a kick in the right place to get them going. The rain came. Saying I was happy the dry weather ended would be putting it mildly. I was ecstatic for the first few hours, that is. One storm wasn't enough. Another came along for extra measure. Then another. This was getting ridiculous. We were getting all the weather we needed and more. And I hated to complain, but we were overblessed. By now, I gave up jumping for joy. Instead, I looked for a big plug, big enough for the hole that we had opened over our place in the sky. Dreamily, I brushed sweat and rain from my brow. I began to think about clear skies and cooler temperatures. I watched a flock of ducks splash around the new pond in the center of our soybean field. As if I said presto and waved a magic wand, the skies cleared and the temperature dropped and dropped and dropped. It didn't stop dropping until a record low was established and a thin layer of frost covered the roof. I was beginning to be wary of my thoughts. What was next? Dry wind for making hay? Rain for growing? Maybe a temperature change. I was afraid to think about weather for fear of what might happen next. Would we fry, bake, or drown? The situation was getting too much for this poor soul. I shut my mouth and closed my eyes, refusing to even think about weather, afraid of my own uncanny power. I began to hum random tunes to keep the sound of wind, or was that rain, from influencing my thoughts. If it was going to rain, let it. I wouldn't get involved. I decided I did not like the power I had been given. I relinquish it to someone else who has better control and hope he or she can do a better job. Let this new controller heed this warning. Use your power carefully, or you may get wiped right off the face of the earth by a sudden thunderstorm. That is from 1980, and we had all kinds of problems on the farm in those 80s. And we hung on by the skin of our teeth somehow and kept farming, Bob and I. I hope you enjoy this little bit from the past and come back to hear me again. Have a good day.